if you got on $3,000 worth of clothes and you don't have $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to invest, heck, my philosophy is if you got $3,000 in clothes, you better have upwards of like $250,000 to be playing with, like to make moves with.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Just in the Know podcast, where we make knowledge your strongest weapon.
As always, pleasure to have you guys here. Your boy just over there. I'm Nas, and I'm ready to get this on the road, get this started. Got a lot to talk about, important things.
Yes, and guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, please give us a subscribe. And if you're listening to this on any of the podcasts, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon Music, please give us a follow. All we're trying to do is make you better each and every day through some words. So today we're going to be talking about a thing that's affecting us in this society. It's crazy because social media brought this up. The false portrayal of happiness within our society, meaning everyone is promoting being happy, promoting living a certain lifestyle, when their actual life has nothing to do with that. And we need to understand that life is a process and you're not going to always be happy, man. But people are here portraying like they're happy every single day, and it's not a good thing.
Yeah, I like to refer to it as the cancer of the mindset, the cancer of thoughts. And what I mean by that is it's actually one of the biggest detriments right now in our society in terms of how we judge each other, how we interact with each other, how we judge ourselves in terms of how far we've gotten, how well we're doing in life, how much fulfillment we have in our day-to-day lives. And this cancer of thoughts that I'm referring to is this image that if you have material things, that somehow, some way that means that alludes to the fact that you're doing well in life, or you're successful and you're fulfilled and you don't have anything to worry about and your lifestyle is secure, consistent, and all of that is a facade. We do this to each other starting off at a very young age, going to school. You see, when you're young, it's not that big of a deal because, you know, everybody's young. All your peers, nobody's developed enough maturity to be able to judge things with the right priorities in mind. So when you're young, it's not that big of a deal. But as you get older, you got to be quick on picking up on the fact that all of this is just some false image. It's a facade of, oh, if I have $2,000 worth of clothes on, that automatically indicates that I'm doing well. I got good income. I'm secure. And when I say secure, me personally, I'm referring to, you know, assets, cash flow, things like that, things that can secure you if all of a sudden something stopped. You still have other ways of getting to the bag. And having nice clothes, having material things, a nice car, all that shit, it does not indicate that. And we got to find ways to eliminate being tricked by that.
I mean, in social media, fake sells. Fake sells, unfortunately. I mean, I know you see it through all of these rappers' careers. You see it through a lot of people. They only post the good things on social media. And that's what really generates the likes, which is crazy. Same thing with, being a business owner and being an entrepreneur. Everybody shows the good side of being an entrepreneur, but never shows the bad side, never shows the sacrifices that had to be made to be this level. And then on top of it too, we're in a society where we feel like we have to compete with each other, not ourselves. So even if we don't have it, we try to portray that we have it. And to be honest with you, that is something that is going to be a detriment in your life, because spending on things that are not going to bring you benefit in the future is just going to put you at a standstill, just trying to keep up with somebody else when you should be bettering yourself. Like spending the money on $1,000 jacket when you don't even have 5,000 in your account. You feel what I'm saying? That's crazy. Like, what is that $1,000 jacket gonna do for you besides people just saying like, okay, it's nice. Okay, is that putting food on your table? Is that, you know, giving you a sense of security? Is that putting a house over or a roof over your head? No, just over what people think, and that's the problem. That's the real problem, is that we put aside our actual priorities for acceptance of other people, which is not a good thing, man. Not a good thing at all.
Yeah, I like how Gary V usually phrases it. He says something along the lines of, "You're buying expensive shit to impress people that you don't give a fuck about." You know,
It's facts.
like these are people that in your hard days, even in your good days, people, even in your good days, if somebody on a good day, on a good span, a good moment in your life, if that person or those people is insignificant to you, but you're doing things to impress them, you're in a really bad space mentally
Mhm.
where you really don't even know like what direction you're going. You don't know, you haven't really been in tune with yourself. You haven't gotten your priorities in check. Like, imagine to me, I mean, maybe other people don't see it this way, bro, but to me, you gotta be really fucking sick, like in a bad way, not like sick evil. You gotta be sick, like down on yourself, so unsure, and not give yourself enough respect. You know, you're disrespecting yourself to a high, extremely scary extent when you're really doing things to get the approval, get the appreciation, get the to garner attention from people that, good or bad, up or down, you don't care about. You go to sleep, they're not on your mind. You wake up, they're not on your mind. But somehow, some way, they've affected you and tricked you into thinking that buying a nice watch is going to do something for you. And when I say that, I mean a valueless watch, or buying a jacket that is way out of your budget just for them to give you the nod, like, oh, okay, I see you. What do those words really do for you when somebody look at you like, oh, I see you? And then apart from that moment, that one moment where they say, I see you, they don't see you ever again. They don't see you in
At
any
all.
other light. So I like how Gary V approaches that, like his message on it, because he's a little bit, direct, straight to the point. So I approve of that. My name is Nas, and I approve that message.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, man, especially growing up in school and stuff like that, you always had this false sense of happiness through materialistic things, especially sneakers and clothes. Because back then, when we went to school, we didn't have uniforms. It got implemented a little bit later. So a lot of us used to just, since we had nothing else going for us because we were kids, we didn't have no responsibilities. You were popular based on what you have. And the crazy part is, what you have on the outside does not show what's on the inside. So you can have all these, nice shoes, nice clothes, whatever have you, but your home could be fucked up. You feel what I'm saying? It's just to make it seem like, oh, everything is going okay. And then on top of that too, especially growing up as a kid, if you didn't have a certain amount of clothes or couldn't afford a certain amount of clothes, right? You were clowned at for not having this shoe or not having these type of clothes or wearing these certain clothes, which is crazy because at the end of the day, usually the people who have the money to buy those things, right, don't have the money to buy those things, especially from where you're coming from. You don't have the money to buy those things. Like,
Don't let that go over your head.
you don't. Like, the thing is, like, are you buying shoes every day, but you're going into debt buying those shoes? That's obscene. You feel what I'm saying? And it don't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever because you're going into debt to buy things that have no value, and you're just gonna keep throwing yourself down a spiral for other people's approval. When they go home, they're not thinking about you, bro. They don't care about you. They might say it to your face like, "Oh yeah, that's good, whatever have you," and that's just a thought that just past their head, and they just keep on going. Because at the end of the day, bro, you're not paying their bills. You're not doing anything that has any significance in their life. So they don't really care about you, bro.
Yeah, I want to use this little, I guess, example. I know I've tried it, maybe not with this specific number that I'm going to use, but just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to use 10 people. What I've done before is I've actually like this, I swear, this is just to, I guess, to make sure to solidify the fact that uh, the idea I had in my head, I wanted to confirm it. I wanted to make sure, like, okay, I'm not bugging. So I did a little like experiment within myself without telling anybody the results. This is the first time I'm sharing this, is what I'm saying. So I went through my phone book, basically my contact list, and I picked out a random amount of people. They're not random people, but just a random amount. It wasn't limited to a certain amount of people. And I contacted each and every single one of them. And these are people ranging from students to, workers to, other things I don't want to get into, but, all different walks of life and all different personas, right? And I hit every single person up. I reached out to every single person. I just asked them simply very simple question. I had a little, I guess you could say, an investment idea. I don't want to say a full blown business, but basically I reached out to them like, hey, bro, I got this such and such idea, and I just wondering if you just wanted to join, and if you got a couple $1,000, not for me, for yourself. This $1,000, I'm not asking you to borrow. I feel like my money and your money together could be better than just my money alone. I don't need your money. I just think it could be beneficial for both of us. Anyway, hit these people up, and the responses I got were not surprising at all. It was actually pretty, I guess, comforting to know that I wasn't insane. And these are people that I don't want to say I felt like had money, but they were showing that they had, that they were well off. And you're talking about like $2,000-$3,000. Like, when you talking about chump change, bro, like nothing that's life changing, nothing significant. Anyway, the responses I got were crazy. I'd say maybe one or two people out of all the, actually, it was actually just two people. Out of all the people that I reached out to, were willing to actually, combine their money with my money and proceed with whatever idea I had going on. And these are the people, those two people were really, from just like a surface level standpoint, if you just knew them on a basic level, you probably wouldn't have guessed it would have been them. And all the people who said no were people who were like buying the $1,000 jackets, that had the $500 pair of shoes on, that had the $800 pair of Robin jeans on. You know what I'm saying? Those were all the people saying no. People wearing, if you got on $3,000 worth of clothes and you don't have $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to invest. Heck, my philosophy is if you got $3,000 in clothes, you better have upwards of like $250,000 to be playing with, like to make moves with. So it's very easy to get lost in the sauce and feel like, oh, this person got a nice car, this person always got on nice clothes, is dressed well, they always eating somewhere fancy. But past that, I promise you, there's nothing else going on for the most people. Obviously, there's people who's flashy and they got it too. But we're talking about average, most people. Like, out of every 100 flashy people, there's probably one or two of them that really got something going on, that really got everyday action, everyday motion. And the other 98 that's all they have. That's it. You strip some of their clothes gets ruined, a couple of sneakers get damaged, and their car gets a little scratch on it, and that's it. They don't have nothing. Now they're gonna start borrowing money to get all that back, or to replace it, or to fix it.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm over here because I'm listening to what you're saying, and if you guys see me on camera smiling, that's what I mean. I'm thinking of some things that's gonna ruffle a lot of feathers. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go on a little tangent.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna hurt a lot of y'all, a lot of people feelings.
I don't know about y'all, but I love my boy Just Tangent, so I'm here listening. You should too.
So listen to this, right? And the first thing that I will say, and just before the tangent, that people will not support you, right? People will not even support themselves, but they'll go throw their money and go support somebody else's business. Because remember, every time that you go spend your money on material things, you're helping someone's business which is crazy. They'll support someone else before they support themselves, and they support their friends, which is ridiculous. But besides the point, right? Priorities, 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 man. I've been seeing a lot of people on social media, and if this comes to you and this is, about you, or you feel like you're in this category, well, too fucking bad, because it's something that you need to hear. If you're going outside every fucking weekend, spending $100, $200 to go, be in a club, be in a party, go out to eat, buying shoes all the time, and your account doesn't match your actions, bro, you're wasting your fucking time, bro. You're wasting your fucking life. Because it's going to catch up to you. If you got to work a weekend, or let's say work a week, or work a work week, whatever, and you got to keep on constantly having to work to be able to go out and do these things, bro, what are you doing? Because remember, there's 4 weeks? 4 weekends within a month, usually. Sometimes 5, maybe. Don't quote me on that. But say if you spend $100 or even $200. That's upwards between $500 to $1,000 every single month.
And then people ask themselves why they don't got nothing in their savings.
They don't got shit in their savings, bro. And then want to complain when because bro, life happens, bro. You could have a car, it could break down. Now it's like a $5,000 bill. Now you don't have that money to go fix it. Why you don't have that money? Because your dumbass was going out there and trying to chase a happiness that you don't have. Like, bro, at the end of the day, bro, I'm sorry to tell you, if you don't got it like that, don't be portraying you got it like that. Because it's going to catch up to you. Because if I'm a person and I tell you, like, oh, bro, let's go do this to make some money, and it costs X amount of dollars, and you say, nah, bro, I'm tight right now, I don't got it. Bro, but you was out there going and spending $200 in a bottle and going out and spending $100 on food, and I just saw you bought the latest pair of fucking Jordans, which is probably upwards of maybe $700 that you just spent. But when it comes to something that's gonna actually benefit you, you don't wanna invest, or you don't even have the thought process, or you don't have the money, bro. Stop portraying that you got it like that, because you really don't, man.
That's the cancer. I'm telling you, bro. That's the cancer. That poison that I'm referring to. That's the cancer of the thoughts. That type of person is actually in the moment where they're spending that money, they haven't made that acknowledgement. They haven't reached that point right in their head where they're like, oh, this is actually not bringing anything. They're not convinced of that. Like, this isn't adding to any value to my life. If anything, it's a detriment. Because sometimes if something is neutral, it's not really taking away from you, go ahead and do it. If it's, a very simple desire, something you like, something you enjoy, go ahead and do it. But if you're so against the risk, or are incapable of taking $1,000, $2,000 risk on investing, so even trying, bro, I'm willing to take $1,000 hit just to get the experience of like, yo, at least I tried that.
Yeah.
I got my feet wet in that. There's people who don't realize the significance. Like, people live in a check to check. And this is, when I say there's people, these are a lot of people. We're not talking about a minority group, bro. This shit is everywhere. We're talking about majority.
Majority of
this
people.
Isn't a little thing where it's, we're only, I guess, ruffling the feathers of a few birds. Like, nah, y'all are all some birds. And I mean this, first of all, literally, y'all some birds. And then I mean this in an encouraging way, like a wake-up call is like, try to change that. Don't let the 15-year-old you be the same as the 25-year-old you. You got to level up your mindset. You got to evolve. You got to start realizing, when I was 15 and I was doing and thinking like this and doing this type of thing and spending my money recklessly and buying things that were bringing me, adding no value, no fulfillment, no real long-lasting joy to my life. When you're 21, you should be able to make that, acknowledgement and make that change.
Yeah.
Why are you still doing the same thing at 21 and 22 and saying, yo, it hasn't been working out for me? Why are you still complaining about it? If you know that deep down inside, yo, you sick of waking up every day, having to go to work just to go on a weekend and spend that money that you just earned and then start over. Like every single week
It's the same
is the
thing.
same cycle.
Same thing.
And then at the end of every cycle, you're not any further along in your process than you were a week ago or a month ago or a year ago or some of you guys 10 years. How long does it take for somebody to realize that shit, bro? I mean, I don't know. I get a little bit angry because it's like I really wish well for everybody. I'm always praying for somebody, success and well-being. But there comes a point where it's just like enough. And this is coming from a personal experience too, where you feel me? I grew up you could call it the hood. I don't want people to get mad at me for, those who know where I'm from. Yeah, I guess we're doing okay, but it's all a mindset thing, bro. Like,
Yeah, we have the
like
hood mentality, bro.
I'm gonna go into actual demographics right now because I'm from Patterson, New Jersey, for those who don't know, and I'm from the South Patterson area more specifically. It's a very large Arabic community. What people don't realize, there's always been this stigma, and I don't even want to call it a bad thing, honestly, because I feel like it's pretty encouraging. There's always been this stigma. Sorry, I'm taking a little long, but I think this is a very important point. There's always been this stigma about, oh, the Arabics got the money. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden, because we're Arabic, that we don't go through the same struggles. We don't have the same financial difficulties as other people, as other races, other ethnicities. And that's not the case. What the case is when our parents come, when our culture, like people who are deep rooted in our culture, when they come over to the hood areas, and you'll see this in other places in the country too, like Detroit, Dearborn, shit like that. Like they're not like rich communities. It just specifically the Arabic culture, when people come from overseas, they're very disciplined with their purchases. They're very family oriented. They're not too materialistic, at least starting off. Maybe later on down the road when things start getting a bit better, maybe, yeah. But anyway, besides the point, what I'm saying is they actually know how to grind. They know how to, humble themselves. They know how to say like, oh yeah, maybe it wouldn't kill me to spend this $100, but I'll be fine without spending this $100. They actually could do that. They could actually hold that, near and dear to their heart of like they think long term, bigger picture, what's going to benefit them more. And then you do that for a couple of years. You apply that to your life, and all of a sudden, 5-10 years down the road, now your life is completely changed. You got a couple investments going on, a couple businesses, a couple assets to your name, and people are like, oh yeah, somehow they just have money. Like, I don't know, what did we just get lucky? We just be winning the lottery? Like, we don't even play the lottery. So it's not that. We started up from the same point, but we just gradually made changes and improvements and little, there's little kinks in the road that we figured out that other people don't. And that's why it seems like, it's just because our priorities aren't fucked up. When we're 15, when we're younger than that, we're not told like, oh yeah, just go have fun recklessly. Like, yeah, go have fun, but within humble means, within humble boundaries. Like if you're working, right, and you got the money to buy whatever, a car or nice clothes, Arabic parents don't encourage that shit. Like they'll shame you for that. And I think that's important. Maybe not necessarily with the same approach they do, but the message they're sending to you is like, yo, that's not doing nothing for you. Like you 17, you came up on your first couple $1,000. Now you want to just go blow it. Like do something that's worthwhile with it. Yeah. And other people don't got that going on for the most part. And I see that. I mean, even in our own community, that's kind of like disappearing. But I don't know, man. Sometimes I just be feeling like enough is enough. We get tricked by the fact that somebody got on a nice chain, some nice jeans, nice little jacket.
Listen,
bro, don't got nothing to his name.
Let me tell you something, bro. And people need to wake the fuck up about this shit too. Just because somebody has something nice, bro, it never tells the story of how or what they did to get there, or what they're doing to get those nice materialistic things. And honestly, bruh, let me tell you something. And this goes to the youth, bro. People are getting bailed out because they're living in their parents' house. Newsflash, self-check. I don't know if you live under a rock or you just blinded out to everything that's going on. Have you seen the rent prices nowadays?
I did, and I don't want to comment on them because they are ridiculous.
So, I'm gonna just warn y'all right now. For those who are going out and partying, for those who are, completely wasting their money or just doesn't have any type of financial sense at all on what they're doing with their funds, because you live in your parents' house and you're probably not paying that much in rent, or if in any at all, understand that if you do live by yourself, you're gonna need a credit score. You're gonna need some money because those rentals is high. And if you don't make the right decision to, not be in an apartment and to be in your own house, you need a lot of money in a down payment too. So I've seen this multiple times, bro. People just out there having fun doing this until something happens that puts them out and they have to live on their own. And then it's like, damn, bro, I don't have enough money to do this. I can't do this. I can't do that. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you should have thought about that before to plan yourself to be able to live by your own, because that's a problem, bro. People don't think long term. People think short term. They're like, oh, I'm just going to have fun now. Bro, anything can happen in your life that can change everything, bro. And if you don't have the money to sustain that shit, life not about to be like, oh, I'm so sorry you spent your money unwisely. Nobody taught you. So we're going to be nice and calm with you. Nah, you don't have that money to spend on certain things, the necessities. You can't pay that bill. Bro, your ass is getting put on the street. That's what people fail to understand. And I never understood, like, bruh, this is my philosophy. If you cannot buy it 5 times,
Shit, 10.
10 times, don't buy that shit. You feel what I'm saying? And even then, if I can't buy it 5 times, I'm still not buying that shit, because if I can't buy it 30 times, then why the fuck am I buying it? If it's not going to benefit me. Now, if it's going to benefit me in the future, of course, I'll take a risk and go buy that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I kind of want to. Maybe this is a good place to end. Maybe not. We'll see. But I do want to touch on the fact on this certain scenario, and this goes for male and female, but usually it's with the dudes in our society. You know that person or those people that's not single nobody out. $50,000 car, always got on the flyest clothes, newest sneakers. You know, they fresh to death, head to toe. Always got a couple of dollars in their pocket too. They do got, but like they're not that broke. They really got, a little bit of motion at least, right? And they mother is sleeping on the couch to make room for them and their siblings. Bro, what the hell is wrong with you, bro? What is wrong? How could you even, first of all, aside from the financial standpoint, how could you even consider yourself a man when things are going well for you and you're not thinking about the well-being of your family, the condition, the comfort of your mom, your dad? That's on a back burner for you, bro. That's on the back of your mind. The person who raised you, the mother who took care of you, nurtured you, raised you to be the man that you are today. She's sleeping on the couch in your 2-bedroom apartment, run down in the hood, to make room for your younger siblings to have a bedroom to sleep in, bro. Just for you to have a $50,000 car, some nice jewelry, flashy jewelry that's worth nothing, and some nice clothes. And yo, bro, I personally, sometimes like just that thought, bro, honestly has me speechless. But if I am gonna say anything about it, it's gonna be a few things. 1, you're a loser. 2, I don't want that energy nowhere near me. I'm the type of person, I don't need that around me. Like, if you got that type of, motion going on and you're not talking about, helping your mom, but at least helping her. Don't even do it for her completely, 100% your responsibility. At least help her move out, get a house, do something for her.
Or put a plan in or something. Something,
like,
bro.
How could you be that much of a loser where you going out and enjoying the highs of your life with people that's not there for you? And your mother is humbly sleeping on the couch and probably a little bit sick and probably a little bit tired and weak to go to work every day. And you're okay, like you wake up and you're proud of yourself. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're the only one who's proud of yourself. Nobody got no respect for you. All those people you hang out with and you show off for, all those females, everything you're doing is useless. You're a loser. If you don't like it, figure out what you want to do. But yeah, honestly, I don't got no respect for that type of person. I mean, there's females who do it too, but I feel like it's more present in the male species, and I feel like it's also more their responsibility to be thinking of those things and wanting to help their family. But yeah, that's just one of those things where it's like that's a big trick, a big cancer of the mind to see that and want that. Like you see somebody living like that and you haven't got there yet. And you're still, riding your $1,000 hoopty. And in your head, if you believe like, oh, that's how I want to be, or oh, I'm trying to get on that level, you're just as lost. You just haven't had the tools to show that you're just as lost yet. But I pray for you, one, and two, I hope that you really change that way of thinking because that's some loser, low quality human being type of thinking, very selfish, and that doesn't last long, that doesn't take you far. And when you finally do come to a halt, when things really go a little bit bad, you're gonna be regretting not just that decision, not just a few decisions. You're gonna be regretting the however long that span lasted, every single day of your life in that span, you're gonna regret all of that.
And I mean, to end this episode and to really say what I wanted to say to the people out there, right? Especially the ones that are making these purchases that are not going to benefit you whatsoever. I want you to do this. Open your closet, look into your room, look at all the money, count up everything that you buy that you don't wear. Or the things that
you're gonna make some people cry, bro.
I don't care. You need to cry sometimes. Open up your closet, look inside of your closet and see the things that you have that you don't wear anymore, the things that you do wear but you don't really wear a lot, that you really don't care for, the things that you don't like, and count up all the money that you spent into your entire lifetime, right? The things that you throw out all the time, and see how much money you have spent in its entirety. And then understand with each purchase that you make, that's something that's not going to benefit you. It could have been towards something that could have actually helped you pay your bills, could have actually helped you put food on the table, could actually make you, some money in the way of it benefiting your life some way instead of it just sitting in your closet collecting dust. If you were to die tomorrow, it'll just be useless garbage. That's what I want you to think about today. It's a little bit serious, but sometimes in life you do got to get serious. So,
and then final note too, for those who haven't done that, for those humble, young people, for those who are in college, just, barely hanging on for dear life, got a lot of debt building up, got a lot of stresses at home, worried about how you're going to, support your family in the very near future immediately. Those that are missing out on the social events, those that are missing out on the flashy things in life so early on. One, I applaud you. Two, don't waver in that mentality. Don't succumb to the idea. You've been doing it too long already. You've been holding on to yourself for too long to let this last little home stretch break you. Don't fold on that. Keep those principles, because what that does is when you finally do break free and you do get a little bit comfortability, stability in your life financially, even when you make those purchases that'll fulfill your desires, your materialistic wants and things like that, you'll still be smart with them even when you do that. Even when you're buying something that's useless, you're still going to be approaching it the right way. Even when you do buy that $1,000 jacket that whether you got money or you do have money, it's essentially useless. It's just a desire thing. But you're going to be more responsible, more wise, more purposeful. There's going to be a lot more wisdom in your life that it's going to be worthwhile. It's going to actually fulfill you. You're going to actually be content with it. There's people who buy $1,000 jacket and they just want the next thing immediately. Like they're not even happy they have it. So you're going to be fulfilled. You're going to be okay. Things get better. All those people that you see living right now, that's temporary. Check in on them in 10 years. I promise you're going to be doing better than them. Keep it going. Keep your head up. And remain humble, The humble don't stumble.
Yeah, that's facts. And guys, please do not throw away your life or your priorities, or don't squander your priorities over trying to chase a false happiness. Okay. Don't let these people out here that are flaunting all of these things make you want to compete with them and then throw away all your life's priorities for that false sense of happiness. Only thing that's going to do, it may make you happy in the time being, but when you wake up tomorrow or you wake up the next day, it's just going to be all for nothing. This has been the Just to Know podcast, where we make knowledge your strongest weapon.
God bless you guys. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, rest of the week, rest of the month. Thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe. Share with us something. If you have something to say, share it with us. Comments, interact with us. We always listening. We always reading.
Of course.
And as always, a pleasure. Peace.
Peace.